Hey, this is Jewel Tanker from the Jewel Tanker Show on Impact Network every Saturday. Or you can check out me and my family, the Tankers, on Prime Amazon or Chatter Talk Show on Foxo with my girls, Dr. Dee Dee Freeman, Monique, Eilert Mosley, Real Talk Kim, and Holly Carter. And you are watching Rude Rangers TV.
The views and opinions expressed during this program are entirely those of the show's hosts and do not necessarily reflect those of Rude Rangers Entertainment, its investors, management, advertisers, or staff. Don't sue us, y'all. We don't have any money.
Hey, love bugs. I'm so glad you decided to join me again this week. I'm going to be talking about walking through your pain. If you're a mom, I want you to go and get your daughter. And if you're a daughter, I want you to go and get your mom. Because this episode is an episode that is to bridge the gap between the two of you. Because after this show, my hope is that you will talk about what was discussed during the show. All of us have pain. We have to go through something. It's just life, baby. It's what it is. You're not going to get out alive, and you're not going to get out without pain. And it's not about the pain that you feel. It's about how you feel about the pain that you feel. There's a place in your brain, and it's small, but it has such a huge function in your life. And it's right back here, and it's called the amygdala. That's a heck of a word, ain't it? You gotta take your time and say it. And you can't say it twice because you're gonna mess it up the second time. And that's where your emotions and your memories come together and they live. It's like you living in a house with your family members. So if by chance you had a bad relationship, the memory is living there with the pain you felt during, after that relationship. And that's the reason why some of us are not healed, or some of us may not be healed, because we don't know how to access what we need to put that amygdala, I said it twice, right, in check. A lot of times we use many different devices to get past our pain. Mom, your pain is different than your daughter's. You're trying to keep a household. Some of you are single parents, so you have one check, one person trying to make everything work. You're trying to hold down a job. So, that job is a whole nother world within itself that your kids will never be able to understand until their behinds is working full time and have to deal with them folks at that job. And then you're trying to deal with your children. So all of this is on your head, mom. Your daughter doesn't understand that. And for my dear daughter, your mom may have forgotten what it was to be 16. And so she doesn't understand the peer pressure. It's not that she doesn't understand, she's far removed from it. She doesn't give place to your peer pressure, or you're not feeling like you belong, or you don't have confidence, or your other girlfriends have boyfriends and you're the only one that doesn't, and I feel like I'm not chosen, and that means I'm not good enough, and I hate myself because of it. That's where you are right now. The two of you have to come together, have a conversation, and discuss this. And mom, as you walk through your pain, your daughter has to walk through her pain. And how you walk through your pain denotes how well or how unsuccessful your daughter will walk through hers. I remember my mother was going through something at work, and it wasn't really good at all. And they were promoting everybody over her, though my mother had been there for many, many years. She was the best person for the job. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Having some problems here. She was the best person for the job. She had taught other people, she had trained them, taught them the position, and they kept hiring over her. And I was like, if I was you, I'd quit. I'd tell, being a teenager at the time, I was 15, 16 years old. I'd tell him off. I'd flatten his ties. I had all this stuff to do. And my mother never, ever said anything other than, they're hiring people over me. I'm best suited for the position. But she never retaliated. And lo and behold, that boss was removed. A new boss came in, and the new boss's question was, how come they have never promoted you? This is ridiculous. And not only did my mother go to that next position, my mother was the supervisor now at this time. So all of those people she trained that they put in supervisory position over her, she now superseded them, and she was the supervisor over them because that was her rightful place. But she had to walk through that pain. And if she had not walked through it successfully, every time I go through something, I remember my mother's reaction to a painful situation. And some people might say, well, she didn't get it. She didn't get her promotion because she didn't say nothing, and she should have said something. Who said she didn't say anything? Of course, she said something. But she knew her fight was not with them. She knew that her battle would be won through prayer. And my mother was and still is a great prayer warrior. And that's where I learned how to pray from watching her do it. And that's how we have both walked through the pain in our life. Many of you know, and if this is your first time watching the show, welcome. But many of you know that I had a very, very bad substance abuse habit at one time. And I would still journal in my drunken state, in my state of euphoria from drugs. And in 1991, I said, the pain that I'm suffering right now, I can't take it anymore. And being raised in the house of faith, I wrote a letter to God. And I wrote a letter exactly how I felt. And I didn't want to, like the old people say, straddle the fence. Either you got to be hot or cold, because if you're lukewarm, the Lord going to spit you right out his mouth. I know I sound like my grandmother right now. Love you, Granny. Sleep in peace. But I wrote God a letter and I said just that. And I didn't want to do it anymore because my life was totally torn apart. Torn apart, just destroyed. When I left my mom's house, because I was living in her apartment in her home, just 7 years later, packing up, I see this notebook, yellow notebook that I had been writing in. And I said, wow, I wonder what I wrote back then, because my life is so different now. I'm buying a house, which I never thought I could buy on my own. And I've been clean for 7 years now. And well, more than 7 years, but I've been clean. And oh my God, let me read this. I opened up the book and it was like I was looking at Chinese. I could not even decipher what I read. At that time, I was so angry. I was so drunk. I was so high. I thought I was writing illegibly, but I wasn't. So I sat down on my bed, very disgusted and saying, but wanted to read what I wrote then. And I realized there was no reason to, because I was no longer that person, because I had walked through the pain. I didn't need to know what that girl wrote, because this girl was writing a new chapter in her book and did not need to look back anymore. The pain that I felt, I had overcome. And my emotions and my memories were no longer living in the same place. I know exactly the reason why I was drugging. I know exactly the reason why I was drinking. I know exactly the reason why I was in and out of so many people's beds. But that wasn't my struggle anymore. And 7 years later, moving into my own house, realizing that was such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm going to tell both of you, mom and daughter, you could drink all you want to, but when you come down from being drunk, you will be more depressed. Why? Because alcohol is one of the greatest substances to bring on depression than any other substance. If you're drugging, oh yeah, it's anesthesia. For the moment. For the moment. I've had 4 life-threatening operations, and I had 4 of them in 2 years. The only operation that made me scream so loud that doctors and nurses ran to my room was when I had a hysterectomy. When that anesthesia wore off, all I could do was scream and say, oh my God, this hurts so bad. It hurt. And all they did was press that button. I went right back out. And I woke up screaming again. There was nothing that took away that pain until the next day I started feeling a little better. You have to walk through that pain. You may be screaming, oh my God, it hurts. But the next day, you may end up feeling a little better, or it may take a week, or it may take months, but you have to face the pain. Romans 8:18 is my favorite scripture. And it says, for I reckon, that means I know that the sufferings of this present time shall not be compared to the glory that will be revealed in us. Now you can take us away and put your name there. So the glory that will be revealed in Yvonne, what's happening right now, it's okay, because I'm going to walk through my pain. I'm going to look at the root of my pain. I'm going to kill that root, and I'm going to walk right through it. And once I get through it, I'm going to walk right into my next adventure. And when we come back from break, I'm going to talk a little bit more about walking through your pain and give you some tips to help you on your journey through it. Make sure you come back.
Next month, I'll be hosting my 7-day Bold, Fit, and Fabulous Masterclass. There, I'll be sharing tips and strategies that will allow you to begin taking the steps that you need to feel and look bold, fit, and fabulous in and out of the office. Are you ready to reclaim your time? Then visit me at thefitterwoman.com and let's get back to the business of you.
Hey, this is Jewel Tanker from the Jewel Tankard Show on Impact Network every Saturday. Or you can check out me and my family, the Tankers, on Prime Amazon or Chatter Talk Show on Foxo with my girls, Dr. Dee Freeman, Monique, Eilert Mosley, Real Talk Kim, and Holly Carter. And you are watching Rude Rangers TV.
Of Long Island Telecom. We are your cellular superstore. We have the best in no contract cellular on every carrier in the United States. We also do portable MiFi units, home phone service. We could beat your cable company at their own game by providing you very inexpensive TV, and we are a Sirius XM dealer as well. We can create a website for you, give you a special corporate email, and we do credit card processing. 631-833-9679.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hey, love bugs, and I'm glad you have come back. And if you see my lips, they are from the Vera Moore Cosmetic. I'm sorry, gotta start again.
No. Oh.
You know what? This happens every time, and it's all right because I know what's going on.
Because you move into new levels. That's what happens.
Listen, I was not the one to ever give a word, and the enemy is angry, but that's okay. I'm good. All right. Let's go.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, love bugs. Welcome back. You see my lips? Vera Moore Cosmetics Cocoa Bean. And this is from her lip gloss line that has a hint of mint. It gives you like a tingly feeling on your lips. And you know, I like a nude look. So this is like really nude, gives me a little shimmer, gives me a little pop. And it's a wonderful, wonderful shine. I love a lip gloss. That's why I hate these masks, because it just rubs off all your lipstick, and you can't wear lip gloss with them. You can wear a matte, but not lip gloss. So I need you guys to go and check out Vera Moore Cosmetics at VeraMooreCosmetics.com and get you a more fabulous life and some beautiful lips. And when you're buying, put the code DWD. That lets Auntie Vera know that you heard about her cosmetics on my show, and she's going to bless you with a very nice discount. Get your lips right, girl. Get your lips right. So before break, we were talking about walking through pain. I explained to you that your emotions and your thoughts live in the same place. I even gave you the scripture, Romans 8:18, that lets you know that this is not going to go on always, but you have to get through it. You know, pain is disguised in many, many different ways. And if you don't get to the root of it, it is going to grow. And many of you have many trees inside of you. You have the tree of depression growing. You have the tree of anger growing. You have the tree of hatred growing. And if you don't get to the root and kill the root of all of that, it just grows and it matures into something else. When I was living in my house, there were 6 big trees, and I cut them all down because the squirrels were in my roof. I had to get a new roof because of them. Squirrels was up in there eating everything. And one tree on the side, all of a sudden, like 2 years later, I just saw one little leaf. And I said, I wonder what's happening with that. Because, you know, the person who cut down the tree also took a grinder and grounded down the stump of the tree to the visible part of the root. Now, underneath ground, there were still roots. So those roots were not dead, they just weren't visible. 4 years later, I've got a whole tree in that position. By the time I had sold my house, that tree was almost halfway back to the size it was when I cut it down, because the root was not killed. So sometimes we fool ourselves. Okay, I'm going to drink this away. And you feel so much better, but you didn't kill the root. I'm going to drug this away. Right, anesthesia. You feel better, but you didn't kill the root. I'm lonely, so I'm going to be with this person. And I'm going to be with that person. I'm going to be with this person. You're still lonely because you didn't kill the root. Ask yourself, what is the root of the pain that I'm going through? You need to really access information. Now I'm going to read this because this is really good. That there is no antidote for pain other than facing it, understanding it, and becoming the pain's enemy. Which means that you have to fight against that pain. And once you win, then those thoughts, those memories, and those emotions no longer live in the house together. And there's a point where you come to where you can think about something and there's no more pain about it, because the root is gone. There's nothing to bring anything up any longer. Some tips to help you: take care of you. Take care of you. So many of us moms rush through life that we don't know what it is to go and get our nails and our toes done. Don't say, I don't have the money for it. You absolutely do. You force yourself A manicure and a pedicure anywhere in the United States is no more than $30. You mean to tell me twice a week that you can't take $60 and sit down in Mayleen's chair and allow her to do something that makes you feel good? Absolutely can. For my young ones, read a book. I got Audible too. When I clean my house, I listen to the book. Read a book. What is the reading of the book going to do? It's going to stabilize your thoughts as you concentrate on that story. Your story is no longer playing in the loop of your mind. It gives you a moment to be away from whatever is causing you the pain. Another tip, write down on a piece of paper. I always tell you, it is easier to work from a document than it is from a thought. Write down your name on the top of the paper as large as you can. On the next line, write, who am I? Not what someone told you you were, but who you are. And that's hard because my biggest struggle was to see me for who I was and not what everybody else said. Every time I speak to women, I talk about my struggle with low self-esteem. And one time I was sitting at the table after the presentation, and I was the keynote speaker, and I had my head down. And you know how sometimes you can feel there's people around? And there was a line of women waiting to speak to me. And I just told everybody to sit down because when you speak, you're drained. And I told everybody, just sit down at the table. And I talked to all of y'all. Let's just do a round table. And everybody's question was, why is it that you have low self-esteem? Why is it that you struggle with this? And I said, well, in your household or, growing up, what were you told? And, all of them said whatever they were told. And I had to explain what I heard was not nurturing to my self-esteem. So that's the reason why I didn't believe in me. That's the reason why I would look in the mirror and for many years not see anything looking back at me that I thought was beautiful. For many, many, many years, I felt that my beauty would only lie in the fact of if I lose weight. And when I lost weight and I was quote unquote a regular sized woman, I've always had more dates at a larger sized woman than at a regular size 14, 16. Go figure, who knows? But I also know that now at this point in my life, and by the time you watch this, I will already be 60. I really don't care what anybody says. I know exactly who I am. I know who my angels and my devils are, and I deal with them accordingly. When pain comes to me, I walk right through it. I don't care if I'm going to catch it on fire. As I'm walking, the air that's blowing will put it out. You have to have enough strength to look at your pain and let it know, I am the boss. You will not overcome me. You will not take anything from me. You will now no longer ruin my life. Because that's what pain is doing. The pain in your life is creating the person that you are. If you are sleeping around, that's from pain. That is the pain. I'm so tired of hearing, especially our young women say, well, I'm just like a guy. You're not just like a guy. You are a receiver. You interact differently with humans than a man does. He is a problem solver. He's results driven. You are not. His result is to get into your pants. Your emotion is, I want to have a relationship. Two different people, stop saying it. But jumping in and out of somebody's bed does not take away the loneliness, because when you go home, you're still alone. Don't worry about who's in your bed. Worry about who's in your head, and worry about who's in your heart, because that's where the pain is. Because once you can have a clean mind, your thoughts are renewed. You have a clean heart, no malice, no pain of what happened before, then you will see the relationship that you want come to you. Because then you're becoming the person that you want in your life. See, a lot of us say, oh my goodness, I've dealt with dogs. As my ex-husband says, then why was you a dog catcher? Only thing he said that I agreed with him. What you put out there is what you get. If you're having pain when it comes to relationships, who are you? I have to put the onus on you, because you're the person that says, yes, you can come in my life, and you're the person that says no. And we entertain who we entertain because of our pain. Get healthy, and that pain will not dictate who knocks on that door and takes you to dinner. Point blank, period. Had to said it. There it is. You got it. Take care of you, and then your pain will be lessened. You won't be in so much distress and anguish, because nobody can love you until you love you. Some of you are mean as a bobcat because of your pain. And you use that pain as an excuse for why you act the way you act, how you respond the way you respond, and how you interact with people. No, that's your pain. That's not my pain. You can't be nasty to me just because you have pain. I don't deserve that. I didn't cause that pain. I'm not part of that pain. So to recap, we're going to walk through our pain. We're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to treat ourselves right. We're going to learn to love ourselves. So you're going to have to come back and catch me again, because I'm going to talk about loving yourself. And mom and daughter, please take a moment to talk about some of the things that I talked about today, and so that you guys would be able to have a great relationship. Until next time, love bugs. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Loves, hugs, kisses.